Hi guys, it's Miss Nick. I've got your penultimate maths lesson of this week. That means second to last, the one before the final one. It's Wednesday, and obviously on Friday we've got no screens day, so there will be no maths video from me. So this is our penultimate lesson before half term, and we are still sticking with position and direction, all to do with maps. And we looked at near and far. And so this rewind is just a couple of questions I want you to have a go at. So if you want to write rewind in your book, this is, I've got a couple of questions for you. So what is near the swamp? This is using our last lessons learning. What is near the swamp and how do you know that that's what it is? And then the more is halfway between and because we looked at halfway last time. Okay, so pause and have a go at those for me. Okay, so what is near the swamp? So I could have said the valley, the woods, or the cave, because they're all the things that are sort of next after it, if that makes sense. So I could have said those. Although I think the answer that I will take as the correct answer is the cave, just because it is the closest one. And how do you know? Because it is close to the swamp. It is the next thing that we can get to. So what is the moor halfway between? So find the moor and then have a look around it. Now, it's between the valley and the hill. But is that halfway between the valley and the hill? Not quite halfway, is it? So then what else is it between? It's between the cliff and the cave. But is that halfway? No. So it's halfway between the cliff and the woods. Okay, so that is halfway. So that is a little rewind on last lesson, because what we are looking at this lesson is we are looking at, let me get the what, how, and why. Okay, so we are this lesson going to use coordinates by practicing some new learning so that we can describe position on a grid. So think back to last lesson, we looked at a map and then we looked at a map with the lines on it. Do you think you can predict what you think coordinates might be? Okay, so this is something you might want to make a note of underneath your rewind. It's something I would probably put on the working wall. It is the definition of coordinates. So coordinates are, in maths, we'll be looking at two numbers. Sometimes they can be a letter and a number in, for example, geography, when we're looking at map reading. So sometimes it can be a letter and a number, but coordinates are two numbers that correspond to a grid reference. So they are two numbers that locate a specific point on a grid. Okay, two numbers that locate a specific point on a grid. Let me write that down. Okay, so coordinates are two numbers that locate a specific point on a grid. So can you rewind to last lesson? And we spoke about, because the last sort of few questions and the challenges gave us a map, but with lines on it to give us these coordinates. So what do you think coordinates do to a map? They make it more, they make it more specific and they make it more accurate, okay? So that's why, so that we can describe position on a grid, but we can do it accurately rather than saying kind of near the so-and-so. So what we're going to do is, for our discover, we are going to see, I've already answered that question that I have on the board. What is different about this map? See, I obviously just think of these questions every time. What is different about this map compared to last lesson? Obviously, it's got a grid on it, although this time the grid has got some numbers. And now that we know that we're working with coordinates, do you think you can explain what you think 2 might mean? This bit here where it says 2 in brackets. Because that comes up in question B, I think. Okay, So with this grid, Sophia thinks that she can use numbers to say where things are. So they've obviously done some archaeology, they've been historians and dug up some artifacts that are primary sources because they are from the time of whatever this was. Okay, so which object is found at position 2, 2? And then what was found at position 2, 1? Now, I'm not going to give you any advice just yet. I will give you some knowledge, a piece of information in a second that will help you. But I want you to have a go first of all at answering that for me. So what do you think is at 2, 2? And then what do you think is at 2, 1? So pause and have a go. Okay, so 2, 2, hopefully you have got the sword. The red dot of the sword is at 2, 2. And it doesn't matter. You should have all hopefully got that one because it doesn't matter which way around we go because it's 2 and 2. Or it's 2 and 2. So having the same number to go up and across means that you're always going to make it to the same square. However, the question B, what is found at 2, 1? So we could either go across 2 and up 1, or we could go up 2 and across 1. So you might have got the blue pot, or you might have got the gold cup. Okay, so here I need to give you a teaching point. I need to give you some information that helps you. You might already have a bit of an idea from things that you might have heard or seen before, but I'm going to give you something that's going to help us with coordinates. Okay? Along the corridor and up the stairs. That's what I say in my head. Along the corridor and up the stairs. So if we go along the corridor, let me pull you in closer. So if we go along the corridor, we are going along the corridor and then we go up. So the way that coordinates are written, they are inside brackets with a comma to separate those 2 points. So in your books, you might want to draw these arrows to help you reflect back to them. So you might want to draw brackets to go around it, a big comma for the middle, and then this is number 1 and this is number 2. So your first number is along the corridor. Do that action for me. Your first number is along the corridor and your second number is up the stairs. Along the corridor and up the stairs. You may have heard of different sayings to help you. Let me know if you have. But I always think along the corridor and up the stairs. So I would like you to draw this out for me so that you can see when we see coordinates in brackets, the first number is horizontal and the second number is vertical. So make sure you've copied this down for me. Okay, so now that we know that, now that I've given you that teaching point, can we have a go at question 1B? So along the corridor and up the stairs. So 2, we need to go along the corridor, 2 jumps, 2 points, 1, 2, and then up the stairs, 1. So it should be the golden cup. Okay, so now we need to keep that in our heads about along the corridor and up the stairs because we're going to be answering some more questions after I go through the share. So for this one here, for 2, 2, like I mentioned, it doesn't matter if we go across or up first. Obviously, we should always try and go across first and then up so that we're in the right habit. But if the number is the same, you can go across and then up or up and then across because you are moving the same distance. However, we always, for the other one where the numbers are different, we always go across and then up. Because if we go the other way, if we go up first, 2 points up and 1 point across would have given us the wrong answer. My turn, along the corridor, up the stairs. Your turn. Let's do it again. I didn't quite hear all of you. My turn, along the corridor, up the stairs. Your turn. Okay, I think I heard some of you that time. So now that we know that, we are going to have a go at these. So first of all, I want you to do 1, A, B, and C, and then I want you to have a go at the convince me. So what is located at 1, 2? Let me just do a hand action to help you. 1, 2. B, what is located at 5, 3? And then C, what is at 2, 3? Okay. Have a go at those for me. Pause and have a go. Okay, so answers for question 1, A, B, and C. What is located at 1, 2? So we must go along the corridor and up the stairs. So along the corridor 1, up the stairs 2. It's the blue pot. So well done if you got the blue pot. Then what is located at 5, 3? So along the corridor 5, up the stairs 3. So along the corridor all the way to number 5, and then up the stairs 1, 2, 3. It is the statue for B. Well done if you got statue for B. And then finally, question C. What is at the position with the coordinates of 2, 3? Along the corridor 2, up the stairs 3. It's the spear. Well done, guys. So now we've got to convince me. I think that the gold cup is at 1, 2. So we got a different answer, but I think it's the cup, the golden cup, that is at 1 and then 2. What mistake have I made? Okay, so the mistake that I've made is, let's see what 1, 2 actually is. 1 and then 2. It's the blue pot, not the gold cup. So what have I done wrong then? I've done something wrong. I've used the right numbers. Let's see, the gold cup is actually 2 along the corridor and 1 up the stairs. Have a look at those numbers. I've done 2, 1. So I've got them the wrong way round. So you need to remember, along the corridor, up the stairs. Along the corridor, up the stairs. Your turn. Okay. Well done. So, give the coordinates of the silver tray is question 2A, and I've just put a little screenshot of the map there again because it's not on the second page. So give the coordinates of the silver tray. So the silver tray is here. What are the coordinates of that one? And then where are these found? So then BI and II and III, so B1, 2, and 3 are asking you to give the coordinates again of the pot, the coin, and the vase. So pause and have a go at those for me. And I will give you those answers now then. So the coordinates of the silver tray, we need to go across 1 and up 1. So they are 1, 1. And you need to get into the habit of writing the brackets and the commas. Okay, so 1, 1. And then the red pot. Oh, the red pot is on this very first line here. What do you think that means? How many are we, oopsie daisy, how many are we moving across then? We're not moving any across. So the red pot is at 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 up the stairs, but no corridor. So 0, 3. And then the coin, let's find the coin first of all. Oh, the coin. The coin is very far down the corridor. Let's go along the corridor first of all. 1, 2, 3, 4 along the corridor. So 4 is our first number. And then how many stairs has it gone up? It's gone up 0. So it's 4, 0. And then finally, the vase is all the way over here. Let's have a little look at that one. So along the corridor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, 1 stair. So 5, 1. So a dog walker for question 3 now. Well done, guys. A dog walker found an old silver pin in the middle of the trees. So first of all, where are the trees? The trees are here and here. So we are looking for in the middle of the trees. So we're not looking for over here. We're not looking for over here. We're looking for in the middle of these sets of trees. Okay. Which of these could not be the position where the pin was found? So which cannot be the pin? Which is definitely not the pin? Which is definitely not between these trees? Let's have a look. So 2, 2. That would be 2 along. Oh, in fact, Miss Nook, let everyone have a go first of all. Carrying on chatting. You all pause and have a go for me. And now I will go through the answers with you. So 2, 2 would be 2 along and 2 up. And that sword, it is in between the trees. It's not exactly in the middle, but it doesn't have to, well, doesn't have to be. It's in between the trees somewhere, isn't it? It's in between the trees. What about 3, 2 then? So 3 and then 2 up. Okay, could be that one. It's in between the trees. It's between this tree and this tree, and it's also between those trees. Okay, what about 2, 3? So 2 along the corridor, 1, 2, 3 up the stairs. It's C that cannot be the pin. Why can C not be where the pin is? C is not in the middle of the trees. It's not in the middle of any trees. Okay, so this person said I need to remember to find the coordinate along the horizontal first and then vertical second. Okay, because we remember my turn along the corridor and then up the stairs. Your turn. This is going to be sticky learning, guys. Before the end of this video, we're going to have that as sticky learning in our minds, because that is the main thing that the main mistake that we make when we do this is that we do up and then along, and that's the wrong way around. So the more that I get that stuck in your heads, the less likely we are to make those mistakes, because it is probably the main reason that we make mistakes when we do coordinates that I've ever noticed, is because we just get them the wrong way around. And it's something that we can fix so easily by me getting it stuck in your heads. So my turn, along the corridor, up the stairs. Your turn. Finish the sentence for me. Along the corridor. Well done. So just take a moment to evaluate it. So last lesson we looked at describing positions of things, which was good, which was useful. And then this lesson, we've looked at using coordinates instead of words to describe where things are. Which do you prefer and why? I prefer coordinates because they are more specific, because they are not down to what the person thinks. So I might think that this is close, but you might think that this is close. We might have different opinions, but if we use coordinates, if we're using those numbers, I mean, it's easier. Nobody can argue really with that. So let's have a look at our independent work then. So Jamie made a sketch of her garden. That is a very lovely garden. What are the coordinates of the statue? We've done that in our Think Together, so I'm going to leave you to it. There is a fence at 2, 6. Where is 2, 6? 2, 6. Okay, oh yeah, I can see the fence post. Where are the other fence posts? I think you can tell me. One of the rose bushes, okay, yeah, I can see the 2 rose bushes, is at 2, 3. 2, 3. Where is the other one? You need to give me the coordinate for that. You guys can do that. I can feel it. I can sense it. We've got this. Now, question 2 is asking us to look at the corner of the shed. So the corner of the shed is at 1, 3. So we've got that one, along 1 and up 3. What are those other 3 coordinates? So we've got along 1 and up 3. We've done that one. We've just got this one, and this one left. So you need to write those 3 coordinates for me. Now, Jamie says the gnome is at 3, 5. So 3 along and 5 up. Is she correct? 3 along and 5 up. I can't even see the gnome. Oh, I can see the gnome. Is it 3 along and 5 up? Is she right? Or has she made a mistake like Miss Note might have made earlier? What mistake might we make when we're looking at those coordinates? What have I just said might be our mistake? Jamie wants to put, for number 4, a climbing plant, very nice, against the wall on the right. Okay, so the wall on the right, I know my left and my right, and I can see that there's a wall there. She wants the plant to be as close to the pond as possible. She needs to find the coordinate that is as close to the pond as possible. Now remember, that pond is an oval shape. So which of those coordinates on the wall on number 8 would be the closest to that whole pond? And then describe where you would be if you're standing at 0, 0. So 0, 0 is you haven't moved anywhere. So describe where you're standing then. What can you maybe see? What are you near? What are you next to? In 6, there is a spade in the shed. Have a look at that shed. There is a lot of, there are 3 squares that shed takes up. So it wants you to decide what is the coordinate if the spade is really, really far away from the house, as far away as possible. What could the coordinate be for that spade? Or if it's close to the house, but still inside the shed, where could that be? Now, because we're looking at coordinates and coordinates can't go in the middle, you're going to have 2, well, you're not going to have to, but you could have 2 coordinates. So it could be this one and this one for far away, or it could be this one or this one for close. So you've got 2 options for that. Now, challenge, remember, if you find it tricky, you can ask us for help, but if not, don't worry because it is the challenge, okay? So, which of these positions would be a good place to plant a bush? 1, 4, 4, 1, 4, 3, 5, or 7, 3? So what I would do is, the strategy I would use is, I would look at all of those places first of all. I would look at where A is, and if I've got the paper in front of me, I would probably write on A, and I would write on B, I'd write on C and D and E. And then I would look at them all and I would think, what would be a good place for a plant? What do plants need? And what do they not need? So which one would be the best for a plant? Using our prior knowledge. Finally, the reflect. Do you agree with Ebo? Explain your answer. Okay, and that is what we would like you to do. I'm going to leave that there. Good luck, enjoy, and I will see you very soon.